Good morning, Facebook. David Anderson here with Siouxland 360. It is Friday. Like I said, who's excited about that? So today, I'm going to take a break from showing you the tools that I have and whatnot. And I'm going to talk about. Here we go. Sorry, just getting my other screen going here. All right, so just wanted to kind of reset and see how you guys are doing. Okay, there we go. Sorry, making sure my stuff works here. Um, let's see here. Uh, Actually, before I get started, I see Weather Channel had an article talking about most recent UFO videos are real. So talk about a hook to distract you. I'm like getting in the zone here, and I'm like, ooh, squirrel, right? And all that. So now, anyway, back to the video. Back to the regularly scheduled program. Okay. So how was your week? How was your week, Facebook? What did you accomplish this week? What did you fail at? I failed at a few things. Are you happy with where you're at? Uh, do you have goals? Do you have dreams? What are the things that you've done this week to get you a step closer? What are those things? Are you happy with where you're at? These are all things that I ask myself all the time with that. So, no, I don't have a course or magic juju or anything like that. To say, ooh, try this. But what I can say is that what has helped me, especially with this new project of Siouxland 360, and as I'm also looking at ways to change what I do on the entertainment side of things with David Anderson weddings and events. As activity is starting to pick up on that side of things too. So there's things that timeline wise, I'm starting to get into a time crunch and making sure that I can get everything launched with that I'm building with Siouxland 360. Because again, I decided to just start going public with what I'm building with Siouxland 360. I didn't want to just wait until I have the finished project or product to be like, hey, I just started a new business. I'd rather take a different approach to where I just share my journey. So, my messaging is not going to be perfect. My offers are not going to be perfect because I'm currently still in the process of building them out. And as certain things come out, then it's like, yeah, I'm going to talk about it, right? But when the days go by, the hours go by, then it's like, the day it's gone. What did I accomplish? Or what didn't I accomplish, right? And then the days turn into a week, another week, coming towards the end. Even though it's Friday, it's not really the end of the week for me because let's see, tomorrow we have a wedding showcase at the Expo Center in Sioux City, where I'll be joining other wedding professionals with talking to couples that are engaged and are planning on getting married. And what I do, especially for those of you new on my Facebook feed, is that I am also, so I wear a lot of different hats. Okay, so the other hat I wear, one of the other hats I wear would be that I'm an entertainer. I specialize in wedding and corporate entertainments. And I like to take more of a theatrical approach and use different elements, storytelling, lighting, set design, or as far as how we set up the venue, to best tell your story, as the couple that's getting married, right? So I've gone geek mode on some things, especially when it comes to lighting design and projection mapping, and even when we design photo booth experiences for one of my corporate clients. It's we go all out on the thematic elements. I think of one time where we pretended to be paparazzi as guests were arriving, into the party, and then we would funnel them over into the photo booth area, and it was a VIP photo booth area that we'd set up. So it's like I love doing crazy, out of the box, kind of things with that. So, yeah, so that's a little bit I want to do. So, but when it comes to the wedding side of things, and yes, it's on the horizon that I will have video content on what I do for weddings coming out. Again, like I said, I'm going live every morning because of the fact that I have a lot of many projects going on. So once I'm at a level that I'm happy with, that's when I'll stop going live every morning, and then you're going to start seeing all this different content as well. So again, I'm just documenting the journey. That's all I'm doing right now. But sometimes people wonder, it's like, David, how are you doing all this when it's like, how do you have the time to do all this? It's like, here's the thing. I don't have the time to do all this. I have to make the time to do all this. So I get up a little bit earlier than normal, and instead of wasting time maybe just on a phone, right? This is just a cheap phone that I actually use for my virtual tour stuff. It's like, okay, I'm taking advantage of my downtime. So what are the things that you're doing in your downtime where you could be doing more productive things, right? So that's what I have to start asking myself and looking at, where do I have these opportunities? Because yes, I still have a day job. I've been at my day job for like 15 years now. I used to also be in the military, and I had the day job and I was in the military, and that's when I had launched my first business. It was called All About You DJ Music and Entertainment, which is my LLC. Then I created the David Anderson Weddings brand, or division. And then right when COVID hit was when I was going to launch the David Anderson events, and I had new corporate clients lining up, and then that evaporated, right? So I have to basically start that momentum all over again. But I've been in this situation before where, I just didn't have time when I was launching a new service, right? That was almost 10 years ago when I entered the entertainment realm with that. So what am I getting at? I feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit, so my apologies on that. But what I'm getting at is, habits. What are the habits that are keeping you away from what you're trying to accomplish, what you're wanting to get started with doing, what you want to get better at? What are the habits that are getting in the way, and what are maybe the habits that you could change that will help you start getting closer towards that goal? As I realize, so maybe not today, but I'll show you my book collection. And I believe one of the books that I have, it's 7 habits. Was it 7 daily habits of successful people? Or somebody put that in the comments. It's something along those lines. But I have a lot of different books. So reading, right? So that's something I'm working on. Is I used to be, growing up, I read all the time. I read so many books, and then as I started adulting, I kind of got away from that, and so I've been starting to buy books again. So I just, again, need to start looking at, okay, where do I have opportunities in the day to start feeding my brain? Because what you feed your mind, it's what's feeding your thoughts. It's what's feeding your actions. So, if honestly, one of my goals is, I want to be a millionaire one day. because from coming from my roots, there's not a whole lot of wealth, and I don't really talk about personal things, my family or anything like that. Um, and I'll save that for I'll save that when I hit some goals, right? But um, when it comes to you can't use your environment as an excuse these days. You can't use, well, I grew up and I didn't have these opportunities, and you know what, that sucks, yeah. But at the same time, and also at the same time, you have to understand that you have a wealth of information at your fingertips. Now, sometimes, yes, you might not even know where to even begin or where to get the information you're looking for. So that's where you need to start looking for the people that, again, are already doing what you're, already at the level that you want to be at. All right. And then if you don't know any millionaires, buy their books. That's how you can start hanging out with millionaires, is buy their books. Digest, read and digest that information and that knowledge, so you can get, one step closer to your goals. Don't try to marathon it, Terminator 2 1000, just booking it. Don't do that, because you're gonna run out of gas and you're just gonna flatline. Take small steps. All right, write down those goals. Start turning those thoughts into tangible things that you can actually work on. So that's all I really want to talk about today. Is that it's I'm constantly trying to figure out, okay, how can I best utilize my time. So audiobooks, if I realize that I don't have literally don't have time to actually sit down by myself without distractions and read, I listen to audiobooks when I'm taking a shower. I listen to podcasts on my way, on my commute. That as much as possible, because I'm keeping my mind. That's what I'm filling my mind up with. Are those thoughts. Not the latest gossip. I honestly don't even watch the news much anymore these days. And that's why the doggone Weather Channel article talking about UFOs, I was like, huh? Pop up on my phone. But what's important to you? What are the goals that you're trying to accomplish? So I'm not going to let the TV tell me what I should be thinking about right now. I'm just not, because that's not what's paying my bills. That's not what is fulfilling me. So that's just me. Just my thoughts. Just rock. So anyway, I do want to have send out a few shout outs. So this logo that you see here every morning was designed by Emma Miller, and I'm probably going to use her again for future work as well. My piece of advice is, sure, you could use Fiverr to design a logo, but guess what? Every time I've done that, whether it's $5, $20, $50, I was never happy with it. I ended up, I think I learned this, but it's like every time I end up getting someone legit, and yes, I might pay a few hundred for it, but guess what? I get something that I like, that I can live with. And I won't be like, I look at it and be like, I could look at it and be like, yeah, right? Same thing. It's the same thing when it comes to my other business, as far as wedding entertainment, corporate events. You can go cheap with that, but you're always going to get kind of what everyone else is expecting, or you can pay a little bit more and actually have something that's an experience, something that people aren't expecting. Wow, right? What can you anyway, that's for another time. I'm not going to cross that other business fourth wall there. So again, I got some other things in the works. But yeah, it's Friday. It's at the end of the week, and but it's not the end of my week. Haha, nope. But yeah, tomorrow I got a wedding expo. Sunday I am going up to Sioux Falls to do I'm actually talk about overlap. I'm building out a virtual tour of a venue, so then that way Me and my clients can then hop on a Zoom call, and we could do our virtual walkthrough that way, since they're both in different towns, and it'll be a while before everyone we can all meet in person. So that's one way how I can solve. That's a problem. That was obvious thing. It's like, okay, we haven't been able to do a walkthrough yet, so how can we get around that? Oh, I know. I could just go up there, meet her sister up there, and build out a quick virtual tour, put it together, and then when we have our planning session, when we're kind of talking through logistics of everything, boom, I could throw it up on the screen, and then we can literally walk through the space virtually on that. So, yeah. And that's something that I had been talking about as a theory for a long time, actually, with my buddy Donnie up in New York. And now it's like, this is actually a practical use of that. And it might even have the venue be like, hey, look what I put together, just so I can use it with my clients. Hey, would you like to, have this for your website? Mm-hmm. Huh? See that? Knocking out two birds with one stone. Being creative. Being that solution, right? So anyway, that's it for today. What are the habits? What habits have helped with you? If you'd like to share, so anyone watching this video can see that. I'm all about providing solutions. If I don't have the answer, then I want to be around people who do have the answer, right? So let's share that value with each other. So with that, thank you for stopping by. I'll be back with you tomorrow, maybe with some behind-the-scenes stuff. We'll see. But with that, David Anderson here, signing off. And as always, look for things and ways to turn around your world. And thanks for watching. See you next time.